Richard Lowtax Kianka is someone who you have likely heard of, either directly or just at the back of your mind. He was the founder and owner of Something Awful. He founded the website in 1999 after losing his job as a content director at Planet Quake for making fun of his boss's niece. The Something Awful forums were then created a year later. Something Awful was so successful in its early days due to it being one of the only platforms available for gamers, specifically those playing World of Warcraft. When other competitors arrived with the promise of revenue, those who had frequented Something Awful began to bleed from the website, rather than continue producing content for Lowtax, who failed to innovate and keep up with the times. In addition to this, many of the people who stayed on the website were banned, as well as multiple popular threads being removed due to both incompetent mods and poor leadership from Lowtax. One of the first major cock-ups that Lowtax did was in 2004 to celebrate 5 years of Something Awful, with this being the 5th anniversary Vegas GoonCon. Many people had spent $50 with the promise that they would get special merchandise such as Something Awful canvas bags and other Something Awful branded merchandise. This promise was not delivered on at all, with nobody getting anything. Any information regarding the promise of merchandise was swept under the rug, and everybody was too afraid to talk about it out of fear of being banned. Whilst those who came had a good time, it was an incredibly short-sighted scheme which was essentially a scam. 2006 was a bad year for Lowtax. He was infamously beat by Uwe Boll in a 10-round boxing match.
Round one, here we go. We may get a bit of a feeling out process at first. Kianka down again. I'm a little concerned for Richard Kianka right now. Uwe looks determined to do this. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with Uwe Boll's left hook. He seems to put the body behind that pretty good. He leads with that left hook a lot, though. Richard Kianka looking for the crowd's approval, in a sense. Ooh, you're not gonna win any fans by that one, that's for sure. Richard Kianka getting the... Looks like he's getting an 8 count. Is he going to get up? He's up. They're back at it again. Uwe leads with that left hand again, but he can't throw that right because by the time he throws it, Kianka's down on the canvas. Oh, there's a big right hand. Oh, good left jab followed by the big right hand. Put Richard Kianka down.
People began making fun of Lowtax, calling him Mangosteen due to him endorsing and trying to affiliate himself with Mangosteen supplements, linking links to the products. The shilling of products angered the users of Something Awful, and thus began trolling Lowtax, resulting in this response. So don't fucking buy it, don't fucking drink it, don't fucking click my links. I'm closing this thread, fuck you and fuck GBS. I can never post a single goddamn thread in here without you making GBS threads it up in some way or another. I should have learned my lesson long ago and never left the intelligent, rational form where I don't have to deal with clueless idiots and morons like you people. Thanks for running me out of my own goddamn forum. Gaming Garbage was his YouTube channel, where he created videos of himself playing bad video games. He would often livestream on this channel too. For some reason, he began streaming on the 27th of December 2019, where he certainly looks under the influence of something, although I could not tell you specifically what. During this 2-minute stream, he talks about YouTube demanding he makes a story, which he is likely misunderstanding due to being under the influence of something. He then keeps talking about how he's on the toilet, like it's a massive accomplishment, like anyone cares or thinks it's really funny that he's sat streaming himself in the toilet. It just makes him look like an idiot. He never even decided to delete the stream, only unlisting it, so I can give you a good look at the stream.
I'm sitting on the toilet, by the way. Nobody's watching this. YouTube told me that I need to make stories for some reason. So here's a YouTube story. I walked into my bathroom. I'm taking a big old shit. So, I'm just gonna sit here. Am I okay? Yeah. I'm taking a shit. YouTube told me that I need to make stories. And so here's my story. I figured I'd make it on the toilet. I would show you the toilet. Well, here, maybe I can go over without showing my dick. See, there's the back of the toilet. But I'm shitting right now. And I don't understand what the fuck the point of these stupid stories are. Okay, well, I'm gonna end whatever the fucking point of this stupid thing is, because I honestly don't know, and it will disappear, or I don't know. I just don't want to show you my dick, because it's huge.
In November 2019, Lowtax went to Utah on an alleged business trip. However, this was not at all due to business and was instead to have an affair. Due to Lowtax's actions, Lowtax's wife, Ashley, withdrew $3,000 from their joint account and fled the house with their daughter. Lowtax didn't seem too concerned that his daughter was far away from him and had kind of been kidnapped. Once they had been found by the police, they refused to reveal the location of them, just stating that they were in the area due to his wife being afraid of him. Lowtax then later went on to say that she is the one who had hit him, stating that she had been incarcerated for this. If you're wondering where Lowtax's wife Ashley actually was, she was at a woman's shelter due to his actions. What makes this funnier, against Lowtax that is, not Ashley's situation, is that Lowtax's first wife, Megan, drove her there. More updates would be given on this situation. Lowtax spoke about how deportation was likely for his wife, something he saw as positive, stating, "So this will be a good week, well, for my daughter and I at least," in a reply to a comment on his post asking him whether he has his daughter back. Lowtax replied that he hasn't seen his daughter in a month. This situation had been going on for around a week, so why hadn't he seen his daughter in a month? Why would he leave her with someone he knows is dangerous? It's not like she had custody, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, this had to have been an awful situation for the child. But the only thing he really says about her is that it will be a good week for her, which just would not have been true at all in most cases. In a police report regarding Lowtax and Ashley, it had been revealed to Lowtax that what Ashley had done would not be considered a kidnapping. Lowtax failed to understand this, leading to the officer having to contact Lowtax's attorney and instead explain it to him. This was revealed not to be a kidnapping due to his actions as well as his overuse of prescription medication. Lowtax's daughter was returned to him on the 25th of March 2020. What would a decent father do upon having his child back who had been presumably kidnapped? Post a picture of them to show off, of course stating vindication. Haha, internet, I was the good guy all along. Just so dumb, transparent, and just awful for the child, being used as a tool for internet points rather than having a stable home life. Something that manages to be even worse with Lowtax's daughter is that in 2016, one of Lowtax's old associates, an animator by the name of Schmorky, was revealed to be, let's say, not a person you would leave around your kids in any scenario. Now that I've said that, you can probably tell where this is going. Lowtax left his kids with him. Yeah, can't really say much more than that. That's just really, really awful. The woman whom he was having an affair with was a woman named Logan Day. the COO of something awful, which isn't the most professional thing to do, but whatever. During this brief affair, it appears that Logan had become pregnant, although was forced to get rid of it by Lowtax. This personal relationship between them became a lot more public in January of 2020, with them talking about and to each other on social media, her becoming a moderator on his channel, her appearances on streams, and her becoming an admin on Something Awful. However, things would begin to unravel on the 22nd of June 2020, where Logan would post on her Facebook that she had been backhanded by a grown man, which made her fear for her own safety. Lowtax was originally tagged in this post. The bar that the incident allegedly happened in was closed, and she discusses tenant rights in the post, leading us to the conclusion that Lowtax hit her. Logan would delete this post soon after. Logan then went to the Kiwi Farms to talk about this, under the handle Mormon BPD Coke Whore, which many Kiwis called her in the thread. On the Kiwi Farms, she talked about the incident in more detail. However, to me, this seems very weird. She speaks about having a panic attack upon learning her grandfather passed away. She then turned to the sleeping Lowtax for support, and upon waking him, he assumed that she was attacking him and so felt unsafe, so when he got up, that knocked her on the ground because of his, quote, sweaty toes. She then states that the two of them revised the events, as she apparently didn't remember them properly. To many Kiwis, this was not a good recollection of the story, and it seemed like things were darker than she was letting on, essentially stating, "Oh, I just fell down the stairs." Logan would soon prove the Kiwis right. On the 23rd of June, Logan would again go back on what she said in the Kiwi Farms, outright stating his violence and how he lies to the police about it. She then begs people to send money to his children, not Lowtax himself, as he spends his money on cars and Gold Belly gourmet cookies. Now, normally, I would not see Logan as a reliable narrator. In fact, I still don't halfway through writing the script. However, if it were not for Lowtax's other relationships and poor treatment of his children, I would not be able to believe her. But what Logan had said seems to line up with his behaviour, which is made worse by what seemed to be manipulation on his part. This obviously did not go down well with the users of Something Awful, those who had stayed loyal, such as this user, who had been on the site for nearly 20 years, who turned against him. Essentially everyone who still remained on Something Awful had turned on him, and rightfully so. However, in order to make things not simple at all, on the 24th of June, the very next day, Logan yet again stated that nothing happened. She states that she had falsely accused Lowtax again, which is most likely due to her drinking. Whilst writing the script, when talking about her post on the Kiwi Farms, I stated that she's essentially stating that she has fell down the stairs, a common excuse in this situation. However, in this post, she literally states this, so that's as good as confirmation as any, I guess. For once, Logan sticks to her story, posting a video the same day, stating that Lowtax again didn't do anything and begging for Something Awful to stay alive.
I feel compelled to make a video explaining that Rich didn't abuse me. I'm in a safe place. I'm in a hotel. But it just breaks my heart that my behavior is ruining his life. I never wanted that. He's not coercing me. He's not telling me what to say. It's just that I love him. And I can't let his side die die because I lied. I'm an alcoholic with bipolar disorder, and this is the ugly shit that you get from it. And he's been so good to me the whole time I've known him. And because he tells me to stop drinking, I flip out. I'm a sick person. I want to get better. But please don't ruin something awful. Please don't ruin something awful. Rich is a good person. He really is. He can be selfish sometimes, but he's not an abuser. So please accept my apology.
What makes this weird to me is that while she states that he has done nothing, she says that she is in a safe place in a hotel, which doesn't make sense as if everything was fine. Why wouldn't she continue staying at Lowtax's house? We're still on Logan, and you can probably guess what happened next. She flip-flopped yet again, stating that, yes, Lowtax was doing all the stuff she said he both was and wasn't doing. She had to get the police involved herself, setting up a court date for September. With this, she states that she loved Lowtax and was forced to make the flip-flopping posts by him because she was ruining his life. On the 26th, Logan stated that she felt afraid all the time and that she's struggling due to Lowtax speaking to her about how she has ruined his life. Later that day, she apologised to Megan and Ashley, Lowtax's ex-wives, as she hadn't believed either of them due to Lowtax's influence, but due to how she had been treated and how it was the same for them, she was actually able to apologise. You may have noticed that throughout this week going on with Logan's conflicting stories, Lowtax never actually directly said anything, although this changed later that same day on the 26th. Now, we've seen how bad a person Lowtax is. Now, he did not apologise. He instead made himself out to be the victim, as he was just so desperate for her to not continue drinking. Now, obviously it's bad that he didn't apologise, but Lowtax was well known for drinking and his use of medication, similar to Logan, so it's completely hypocritical that he said that. Logan continued to describe her hatred for Lowtax throughout the day. At some point during this whole mess, Logan locked Lowtax out of the content management system through changing his password, which was really funny. As you may be able to tell, Lowtax has had a bit of a history as seen with Ashley and of course Logan. However, I've not gone into detail on his first wife, Megan. As I stated before, she helped Ashley out, and this is because during their marriage, the very same things happened to Megan, as seen in this police report. Lowtax absolutely has a history with this kind of thing, and it's a surprise Megan managed to withstand him for so long, being married to him for 9 years. On July 11th, Lowtax announced he was going to sell Something Awful. By the 9th of October, it had been revealed that Something Awful had been sold, apparently for a low 6-figure amount. Megan and Ashley, Lowtax's ex-wife and current wife, took a picture together, celebrating the new owner for his purchase of the website, essentially just to make fun of Lowtax. Now, at this point, what does Lowtax have? He has no proper source of income and no support. So let's talk about his remaining source of income, Patreon. Lowtax's Patreon had been slowly bleeding until the Logan fallout, where his amount of patrons soon plummeted, having nearly $3,000 per month on the 24th of June, with it below $1,000 per month on the 1st of July, which really is a remarkable drop in support. What makes this even crazier is that at one point this Patreon had been earning over $10,000 per month. On the 25th of July, Lowtax had a bit of a meltdown on his Patreon, calling everyone on the Kiwi farms and Something Awful idiots for believing what they've read on the internet and blindly following allegations. This would be a good point if there wasn't evidence for the things he has done and people not actually blindly following the words of Logan, instead calling her an idiot too. I just want to state the reason why Lowtax's Patreon had been slowly bleeding before this fallout was due to the poor moderation of Something Awful, angering many users. Lowtax surprisingly kept relatively quiet after this whole situation in June, with other minor things coming up every so often, such as it being revealed that he spent $15,000 on mobile games. DSP. Around October 2021, it was revealed that he had been having photo shoots of a transgender prostitute in his house. Yet again, I can't really comment on that. It's just a bit weird. On the 30th of October, in a desperate bid to get more money, Lowtax started up a stream where he just ate tubes of meat, which is just incredibly low. I literally cannot add anything more to that.
Do you want me to, am I supposed to ASMR this shit too? Because I'm going to eat peanut butter off my fingers. Do you want me to ASMR that as well? Fine. Fucking, here we go. My fingers, 2 of them. Peanut butter. Here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to see the 1 ounce of dignity that I had just completely evaporate into the ether? Here we go. Eating peanut butter off my fingers in a live stream for $25. A fucking 43-year-old man in his basement live streaming, eating peanut butter off his fucking fingers. Here you go. Oh. That's good finger butter. Oh. That was good peanut butter.
In July 2021, Lowtax revealed that he wanted to, quote, McAfee himself, stating that he no longer cares and questions why a goal in life is to live as long as possible. He also stated that he may livestream it as it might fuck people up. On November the 10th, 2021, an old poster and Something Awful called Fragmaster uploaded a video on YouTube simply titled Something Awful. In this video, he reveals that Lowtax did what he said he was going to do, and McAfee'd himself.
So unfortunately, Richard Kayenka, who everybody knows as Lowtax, has passed away, and even though I've long since retired from spewing garbage out onto the internet, I just wanted to attempt to eulogize him. So, given recent history, and the fact that he's primarily known for a site called Something Awful, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of negativity and offensive jokes, and you'd probably think a lot of the jokes were funny, but a lot of that stuff just heaped on the internet, with the news of his passing. But, perhaps hypocritically, I like to focus on the positive. I mean, I can tell you this, Rich was a genius. I mean, I don't think anyone could deny that he was, at the very least, a unique talent. I thought he was hilarious. As a comedian, he was a musician, he was a programmer, obviously not forum search, haha. He was a designer, a video editor, an influencer, an internet superstar before such a thing, really existed, when it was a new concept. If you were vaguely into PC games or comedy on the internet 20 years ago, you either laughed directly at something he created or something he facilitated the creation of. If you laughed at a meme on Reddit today, You can trace that back to his stupid image macros or whatever he called them. He invented all that, pretty much. But ultimately, Rich created a community where interesting things happened and people connected. I mean, it led to a gigantic number of positive things. I mean, numerous marriages, friendships, children can be traced back to, you know, something awful goon meets or private messages or, I don't know, Fayad's nonsense, who knows. Many lives were strangely improved by Rich and his creation. I mean, that seems weird to say. But, I mean, at the very least, he created a lot of funny stuff, many of which snowballed and resulted in the types of entertainment that we all still currently enjoy today. So yes, Rich was influential, a titan of the internet, king of the goons or whatever, and yeah, he was silly and flawed and all that, but I mean, I think he was generally a good person who loved his kids. And I'll remember him as that. And I'll remember him as my friend. A hilarious friend who I'll miss. You know, thank you for everything. You'll be missed. And I'm too sad to write a clever or funny ending, so that's it.
Ashley confirmed this in something awful, commenting about his actions, willfully spending the marital funds the two had just so she couldn't get the money. He also admitted to everything Ashley accused him of. Ashley also reveals that Lowtax's mother blames her for what happened. This, obviously, is where the story ends. Just like my dating hypernova video, I cannot find anything positive to really say about him. I can only really sum it up like this. Richard Lowtax Kianka was just a bad person. He overused substances. He treated all the women he had major relationships poorly. He treated his kids poorly, using them as weapons. Now, all of these people, his wives, his ex-girlfriend, and his daughters, will live with guilt, believing they were the issue, just because Lowtax was a petty, petty man, taking away any sort of money that those children could have had out of complete spite, because he failed to manipulate people into being shown as the good guy. In my opinion, this is honestly the best scenario for his children. I hope. He can no longer mess about with their lives, and they can have stability. Well, as much stability as is possible with this situation.